Who dat? Hi. Please, wait. Isn't that... What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. What? How the fuck are we not done with this case yet? Jesus! This is the first trial! These are like an hour long at most. We've been doing this for like 4 hours.
Maybe it is just one
Trial
long...
part 3.
Okay.
Holy shit!
Hmm?
Part 3.
This is just one long case.
Ah! The deadline was 12. It's 1:14. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress to my courtroom? Ha! A judicial assistant and a woman, no less! The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify. What? Yes, I fully understand. I asked only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency... I am most grateful.
Pretty lady.
Pretty lady. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something? Written in English? I can't read it.
It's her research.
The English woman's. After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and... Shifty eyes. Borrowed this paper. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I can't read it. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Oh, no, of course not. Special characteristics of curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? What's that? I've heard that word before. Time's up! The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom! There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful. Thank you. Alright. Goodbye then, and good luck. Alright. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have been using it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Effects: instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. The above-mentioned effects occur only when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart.
It was on the burn.
Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it is believed that the toxin could have its application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. I don't think so, then. No, because the molar. It was in the water, and the molar was an open wound. Getting removed. So yeah, that counts as I would count that as an open wound. Okay, all right then. So we're right. We're still on track.
She fades out.
she died. She left this world, this mortal coil. We've had long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but... I have something to evidence. Actually, no. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. Oh my god. I was hoping to have an early lunch today, but I guess I'm going to be eating lunch at 2 p.m. Well, that look. The unyielding stare of the true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett. Yes, Your Excellency? If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid I must refuse. It's not so very long until tea time. I must politely decline. Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order. Fuck. I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. My apologies, dear lady. So, Counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? Yes! We understand that you were studying under Dr. Wilson at UMA University, doing research. Pounding them books, as it were. Research by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison. What? Poison. Where are you going with this, Counsel? Toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death. What complete and utter nonsense! Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it! You wouldn't have done. What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of curare before for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist. I'm here too, still. Correct, which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What?! That doesn't seem right to me. I feel like you'd be able to tell if something's
some sort of poison.
That something's poisonous.
No, there are some poisons that, because there was a woman in like the I think it was 1800s. Aqua de Fa.
Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has been long used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. What, there's a South America too? Oh, fuck! How many Americas are there? It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows? The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. It was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
She's pissed.
Trumpery! These aspirations are utter trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would surely have noticed. That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. Dude! I didn't notice the professor being some kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used. Explain yourself. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects would go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration. In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. That's hideous. Heinous. To the observer, it would look like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim itself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison? This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing? What a happy tale for the defense! If I may. All these facts. You think you're so clever, but you must be taught some—
Shut up!
It is you who must be taught. Of course! Dear lady! So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on... Whoa, hold on. Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame himself for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree? Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it! The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules! What's so funny? Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett. May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes, I don't see why not. She just starts drinking. I knew it! Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Oh god, that... Sorry? Yes, you should be. To an English woman such as myself, this whole affair is a... Thesaurus guy is on point. Your little police games, all these foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It is time for the games to end. Goodbye. Cheers. Time for me to commit suicide in front of everybody. Wait! What are you doing? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So no curare. The bottle was clean, is that what you're saying? That bottle was clean. Ha 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 ha. You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett.
I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given.
Shit. This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water contains no poison! As I thought, there is no poison in that bottle! What? Why, Ryunosuke? Isn't it obvious? If there was poison in there, she'd be dead by now. Sometimes your unadulterated naivety really astounds me. But sometimes it's in need of a good staining. Until it's as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world. Oh, is that what this color is supposed to represent?
That was a guileless ending to a promising line of inquiry, Counsel, for which...
What? That was wrong? There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, otherwise...
There was poison. Contains poison.
Oh, because it has to be inflicted through a wound. Duh. The culprit did put curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious? You're changing your mind? I just told you you're wrong. The judge penalized you. Fool! Are you blind? There's no possible way that the bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw Miss Brett drinking the water from it. That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? I was getting rid of evidence, sorry. I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is the evidence we have in the courtroom somewhere. It has to be. It's, okay. The defense truly intends to assert this claim.
Then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed? It's just this again. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it has to be...
Yeah, okay. Alright. Let's do this. The answer to that riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report. That's not a valid explanation! No? After all... we don't speak English! That report is utter gibberish! This impudent scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency! I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest. I'm just reading Susuto-san's notes.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in it.
What? Why the fuck not? Dude, come on.
Get a translator.
That's so easy to bypass. Come on.
You will redirect us to the pertinent section, Counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle? That's a good question.
It's not gonna...
Oh, okay, there we go. Special characteristics. There we go. Okay, we're good. All set. We've been hearing a lot about this curare poison. And it's left me curious about something. Oh, Council? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. So we've led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please! But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, Council, no, that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew curare's special characteristics, and you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. I'm really ashamed of myself for not realizing that sooner.
I'm ashamed of you too. I realized that right away. Like, she's gonna drink it, nothing's gonna happen because she has no cuts in her mouth.
I was really thinking, like, obviously she wanted to get the glass away from the scene because the glass was poisoned, not the bottle. But no, I guess not.
She just wanted to erase her,
Yeah, I guess we've already used that evidence. I mean, like, I understand the line of thinking both ways. I really do.
I do too.
It's a fucking real bird!
It's a... Oh my fucking god! The bird had the gun!
The bird had the gun!